Tonight, we're leaving the dense jungles of the Philippines behind and heading back to the United States, to a place where vast stretches of wilderness meet high population density. We're going to New Jersey, a state famous for its Jersey shore, its busy highways, and its deep, dark woods, specifically the Pine Barrens. It is here in the 1 million acres of isolated swampland and pine woods that New Jersey harbors its most infamous secret. A cryptid with a 280-year history, a fearsome appearance, and a documented statewide reign of terror. We are, of course, talking about the infamous Jersey Devil, also known historically as the Leeds Devil, and probably a host of other local names. We're going to dive into all the details only on this episode of The Daily Strange. Hello everyone and welcome to The Daily Strange, a special October 2025 video every single day in October blitz from yours truly, specifically focusing on cryptids, monsters, and the supernatural. I am your host, John F. Murs, author, actor, adventurer. So, I first heard about the Jersey Devil when I was very interested in outdoors and nature and reading all of the Tom Brown Jr. books I could get my hands on. I'd never heard of it before, and so I was fascinated that this guy grew up training to be an outdoorsman in this very environment. But the official terrifying story of the Jersey Devil begins in the colonial era around 1735 in a small area of the Pine Barrens known as Leeds Point, the very heart of the legend. One of the most popular origin tales centers on a woman known as Mother Leeds. Legend says she was pregnant with her 13th child. Oh my God. Just can't even imagine. And overwhelmed by the prospect of another mouth to feed, she cursed the unborn child, exclaiming that she wished it to be a devil. On a dark and stormy night, the only kind of night for such an event, the child was born. It was not a healthy infant for long. Witnesses claimed it rapidly transformed, developing a horse-like head, leathery bat-like wings, a long tail, and legs that ended in cloven hooves. After a blood-curdling scream, the monstrous infant flew up the chimney and disappeared into the wilderness. Now, while the supernatural tale is famous, the historical reality is more complex. The Leeds Devil predates the birth story. Some historians, like Brian Regal, propose that the legend was actually born out of 18th century political and religious feuds. The prominent Leeds family was involved in colonial political disputes, and the name Leeds Devil may have started as a piece of colonial propaganda or an insult used by rivals to demonize the family. This suggests the creature's reputation as a monster was created and spread long before any actual creature was sighted. Regardless of its origin, the descriptions of the Jersey Devil are surprisingly consistent over the centuries. It is a bipedal creature, often described as standing over 5 feet tall, with a kind of kangaroo-like posture. Key features include the cloven hooves, the leathery wings, and a head that is often compared to a horse or goat, sometimes with small horns. Its most terrifying feature, according to witnesses, is its high-pitched, piercing, almost human scream, capable of chilling listeners to the bone. Its habitat, the Pine Barrens, is crucial. This massive 1 million acre region of dense pine woods and cedar swamps is notoriously difficult to navigate. A perfect refuge for an elusive cryptid. The creature has frequently been blamed for raids on livestock, particularly sheep, chickens, and goats, often leaving behind unusual distinct tracks that have baffled locals. For over a century, the Jersey Devil remained mostly local folklore, but in January 1909, the creature exploded into the public consciousness, causing a week of sheer verifiable terror across the state and beyond. Between January 16th and 23rd, the Jersey Devil was reported by hundreds of witnesses across dozens of towns in southern New Jersey, Philadelphia, and even parts of Delaware. Credible reports came from police officers, local government officials, and businessmen. The evidence was undeniable, hoof prints found in the snow that defied explanation. They appeared to jump fences, cross rooftops, and travel incredible distances in a single night. The panic became so profound that schools and factories closed as people feared traveling to work. The frenzy was so intense that the Philadelphia Zoo publicly offered a $10,000 reward for the creature's capture, a reward that remains proudly unclaimed. The initial panic subsided, but the sightings did not stop. In the decades that followed, reports would flare up, particularly around the Pine Barrens highways and rural areas. In the 1960s, the town of Mays Landing was gripped by fear after several residents reported hearing terrifying screams and seeing strange tracks. Even more recently, unverified sightings continue to emerge. One of the more detailed modern accounts involves a driver on a rural road between Blackwood and Glassboro who claims to have seen a massive 7-foot-tall creature with thick haunches and a large sheep-like head cross the road in front of her car in the early 2010s. Another set of witnesses reported a creature along Delsea Drive, which they described as having a long pointed nose, like a horse or possum, running on 2 haunches with small front arms. And then just a year ago, in October of 2024, another report surfaced. A couple driving late at night near Leeds Point, the very birthplace of this legend, claimed to see a large winged creature with glowing red eyes take flight from the dense tree line. While fleeting, the consistency with the classic descriptions, winged, bipedal, and in the heart of its alleged territory, sent ripples through the cryptozoology community. The persistence of these contemporary accounts, even if unverified, ensures the Jersey Devil remains a chilling, active mystery. Skeptical theories suggest the panic was a combination of mass hysteria and misidentification of a large bird, possibly the sandhill crane. However, the sheer number of witnesses and the relative consistency of their accounts over centuries cemented the legend. Whether the Jersey Devil is an undiscovered species, a symbol of historical malice, or merely a cautionary tale, the fact remains that a powerful mystery is rooted deep within the New Jersey pines. The question is, what is truly hiding in the Pine Barrens? All right, that's going to do it for this episode of The Daily Strange. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new chilling episodes. I will see you tomorrow for another episode of The Daily Strange.